I hope everyone is still alive, still healthy, and ready to make some money. Now, it seems like every day the world is changing drastically. Since my last update, many states have now banned dining in at restaurants and bars. The Canada and soon Mexico border will be closed for anything other than essential travel. Dow fell another 3,000 points, or 13%, and stimulus checks are now expected to go to American families possibly sometime in April, depending on when the legislation gets passed. People really need this money to pay for essentials like rent or utilities or just feeding their families. We financial YouTubers, we always preach that you need to have a 6-month emergency fund in case the economy takes a tumble like it's been doing. But let's be honest, most people live paycheck to paycheck and are not ready for this. They don't have much in savings, and many people, including myself, were not of age the last time a recession happened. They have only seen an economy during the good times when everything was sunshine and rainbows. So maybe looking for any sort of silver lining here is that maybe this is what will get people jump-started into thinking about their finances more. Maybe it will make them think twice before living a lavish lifestyle if they don't have that emergency fund ready. Also, there's that topic about government bailouts and whether they're going to be offered for struggling industries. And I have some strong feelings about that, so I think I'll just discuss that in another video. Here today, I just want us to stay positive. Living in fear and being worried, that's not really going to help anybody. We need to be looking at the bright side and getting dividends every month. That's what really helps. That's what's really good for the soul. So today, I'm just going to be sharing my buys. As you guys know, every week, every Friday, I try to put money into the market. And I have a feeling I'd be better off just setting it on fire because I think the market is going to go down even more. And it's going to get worse before it gets better, the old cliche. There's really no use in trying to time the market. I know I'm definitely going to fail if I try to do that. And we're going to also go over everyone's favorite topic, the dividends I received last month in February. It certainly is just getting bigger and bigger as I continue to do this. So stay tuned for that. Also, if you guys wanted to see my whole portfolio, don't worry because I methodically placed the companies I'm going to be buying in various different spots. So that way you guys can see them and I get to also show off all the losses I've had here recently. So the first buy here today is none other than Coca-Cola. This is actually a stock I've owned one share of ever since I started in the spring of 2018. And I never bought another share. I think Coca-Cola is a great company, but I think Pepsi is actually a lot better than them. So as you guys can see, I've just been getting that 40-cent dividend from them, but that's going to change today. So I will start off with a con though about Coca-Cola. With its recent 32% drop, it's now trading at exactly the same price it was all the way back in 1998, which means in 22 years, it has experienced no capital appreciation. But hey, I'm totally fine with that. And so too probably is one of its bigger shareholders, Warren Buffett. He knows that Coca-Cola is not the next Apple. It doesn't need to keep revolutionizing its industry. It just needs to be able to keep selling those beverages to consumers and paying out that nice dividend, which I'm now able to get at over a 4% starting yield, which is better than any bank account, and that's definitely better than any Robinhood savings account. So the real reason Coca-Cola is down is not because of any fundamental issue with the particular company. They're down because there is a disruption to global beverage sales at restaurants, sports, entertainment areas. But just keep in mind, just before this whole mess started happening, Coca-Cola had a record 2019 when its revenues were actually up 9%. Coca-Cola is also a global icon. 74% of their operating income actually comes from outside of North America. So they love this all over the globe. People love their drinks. And it was actually going to be drunk in masses at the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo, which unfortunately now will likely either be canceled or postponed. Really, you have to think about it like this. Will people still be drinking Coca-Cola when all this panic is finally over? Are they suddenly going to go to a restaurant or sporting event? And are they going to suddenly forget what Coca-Cola ever was? Is Coca-Cola really 1/3 of the company that it was just a few months ago when it brought in nearly $9 billion in net income? This is the same company that has increased its dividend for 57 straight years. Though there really is one really bad thing about Coke, and it's almost making me not want to buy this stock, and that is they are the makers of Dasani water. And I'm not sure if I've ever met anybody who likes Dasani water. So let's buy 5 shares here today to make up for all the times I ignored about Coca-Cola in the past. It's going to be about $200. Again, getting in at a great 4% yield. I'm confident I'm going to be holding this for the long term here. All right, so as we make our way down the portfolio, the next stock I'm going to be buying is Duke Energy. Now, this was one that I just got in for the first time last week. So my overall portfolio is still underweight in the utility sector, and Duke is one of those better utility companies out there. It provides energy services to over 7 million Americans, and it provides natural gas to another 1.5 million. Utilities are pretty predictable. I mean, the level of cash flow isn't going to be changing much month over month. And I really hope people use that stimulus money to continue paying their electric bills. Also, it's a regulated monopoly, so it's in the government's best interest if Duke does well. Keep that in mind as we move forward here. And I really liked this stock when it was at $100. I really liked it when it was at $85 last week when I bought it for the first time. And now I really like it when it's at $71 here right in front of me. It has a 5.25% starting yield. My oh my. It's also down about 30% from its 52-week high. And last I checked, we don't somehow need electricity 1/3 less than we did just a few weeks ago. So I see this as a great buying opportunity for a great utilities company here in Duke. So let's just buy 3 shares here at the market price, which is changing so constantly. And I get it at $71.80, $215. Not bad. And now I own 6 shares of Duke. Okay, so the next stock we will be buying is Prudential Financial. Now, this is one that I talked a lot about in last week's video, so if you're not familiar with what it is, just check that video and you can definitely get more information. But basically, they're a retirement planning assets company, and they also are a huge player in life insurance. Remember, most people do not know how to handle their retirement planning or even how to handle their money in general. So people need another third party that is taking care of all that in the background. A lot of companies have that retirement sponsored account. That's what this company really does. So Prudential actually has over $1.5 trillion in assets under management. And they also are trading at a ridiculous 10.4% dividend yield right now. So even if they do cut that in half, that would still be super attractive. And they actually did cut their dividend in the last recession, but ever since then, they have really worked aggressively to raise it. And to me, that really shows that the company cares about their shareholders. It also tells me that they are able to withstand times of volatility like this if they are raising that dividend so much, because they wouldn't just raise it just to cut it later. So let's buy about 3 shares here today. It's going to go for about $130. All right, so now I own 4 shares of them. Not huge, but I'll just continue to dollar cost average. Okay, so the next stock is one that you guys have all heard of, and that is none other than AT&T. Make sure I don't say T-Mobile. I will never understand why this stock's ticker isn't just literally AT and then another T. Why is it T? What the heck is a T? It needs to be ATT. And then I would stop calling it T-Mobile. Anyway, this stock is down it was at one point down nearly 9%. Looks like it's recovered a little bit in the past couple minutes. The reason why it was down so much was because they announced that they were canceling a $4 billion stock buyback program, which they had previously planned on doing. And I'm just so puzzled why this stock is down, because a company actually decides to be responsible here. And now this might be a preview of the government bailout video that I'm going to be making, but here we have a company actually wanting to preserve its cash and avoid a bailout, and it gets punished for being responsible. Yet we have other companies who decide to use their excess cash to artificially increase their share price to make their largest owners rich, and now they're begging for the government to bail them out with our taxpayer money. So if people are going to be dumb and sell out of this stock, I will gladly take these discounted shares. I will gladly take a 7% dividend yield, and I will gladly make money off of it.
This is Wall Street, Dr. Berry. If you offer us free money, we are going to take it.
Now, I'm not trying to sound arrogant here. I just don't understand this logic. I would want a company to be smart with how they handle capital. This, in a way, is a utility. People will need to be able to have cell phones in today's day and age. They need a cell phone carrier, they need internet on that phone, and they need to be able to communicate with one another. So I only own about $172 in equity in them, and I'll just add a few more shares. I don't think I've seen AT&T get this low since I've been a part of the stock market, but I see this as a great buying opportunity. So today I'm just going to buy 3 more shares of them. We'll just continue to dollar cost average. Hopefully this is one that you can just stick in your portfolio for the long term and just get paid from owning it. Okay, so now I own 9 shares of AT&T, up to $250 in equity. Want to raise that as time progresses. With all the stocks I bought today, I actually got $38.98 in dividend income that I'm going to be getting paid for the rest of my life, which is hopefully a long time. But with everything that's going on in the world today, I'm not sure if I can say that with such a straight face as I could have maybe just a few months ago. And I say that's a minimum because what's actually more likely is that every year these companies are going to be raising those dividends. So what's $38.98 today could actually potentially be maybe even $300 by the time I'm retired. And that's just from the stocks that I bought today. So every dollar, it really does go a long way, whether you earn it, whether you save it. Try to make the best financial choices and make that money. Now let's get into the dividends I received during the month of February. February, like January, it's not one of my bigger dividend months as opposed to the March, June, September, December months. Those are when I really get paid those big dividends. I'm not really sure why it is. It just happens. And I think a lot of us dividend investors are the same way. The bigger, badder dividend companies, they pay out in those tranches that I just said. But February, still a decent payout, got $24.26. So let's go over these dividends. Verizon paid me $2.46. General Mills paid me $1.96. Now they've been doing very well, holding up during this most recent recession here and I'm talking about this 2021, that's basically inevitable at this point. A stock that I just bought into, AT&T. Guess I'm gonna have to wait a while for the new shares to be paying me dividends. But once I get it, it's basically gonna be for as long as I hold it, they're gonna be paying me money. MasterCard, $1.20 for at the time I only owned 3 shares. Apple, $4.62. At the time I only owned 6 shares. And this is another stock that I want to buy more into. They have been raising that dividend pretty aggressively here in recent years. Then we have, this is another stock that's on a huge discount here. Realty Income, not Reality, pays monthly. So glad to see them continuing their streak of consecutive dividends. AbbVie at $5.90. This is another one that's fell into the $60 range. Now everybody remembers the issues that AbbVie had in the past where it was in the $60 range and nobody wanted them. But those people that invested back then got ridiculous starting yields, over 7%. And then AbbVie went all the way back up to around $100, and then everybody wished they had invested in AbbVie back then. Well, guess what? This might be another opportunity to get in at AbbVie at these ridiculous prices with a ridiculous starting yield, guys. Procter & Gamble, this is another one that I don't understand why the stock, it fell a little bit today. This is a stock that should be shooting up with all this foolish behavior that's been happening at Walmart's, and just their supplies are just being hoarded, and lifetime supplies of Procter & Gamble products are literally being bought as if the world is going to end. And then we also have Starbucks at $2.87. I've added a couple more shares of Starbucks since then. And, I hope that everything goes well for Starbucks. Hope they're still being able to make money. Maybe with their drive-thrus, they're still being able to generate some income. And then SPHD, I've recently doubled my position in this one. So now I'll be getting 6 shares for $15.78 per share. Another great monthly payer there. And that's really going to do it, guys, for the February 2020 dividends. So in February of 2019, I actually only received $13.96. In February of 2020, I received $24.26 in dividends, and that represents a 73.78% year-over-year change. But guys, I'm telling you, in March, I got a very nice dividend payout. It's actually gotten to the point where this could actually be used to maybe pay like utility bills. So I'm really excited to share next month's dividend income with you guys. If you guys really like this content, if you guys appreciate the amount of hard work that I had to put into these videos, be sure to let me know by hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. And let me know in the comments what you guys think of the stock buys I made, and let me know what you guys are buying as well. And I will see you guys next time.